Alright, so this is a video for the new VocoPro IEM digital. Just kind of show an unboxing real quick, what it comes with. Got your manual here inside there. You get the transmitter right there. Set of headphones. Little transformer for you to plug in for power. I believe this is to connect two of the units together if you have them side by side in a rack mount. Small rack ear here. Some screws for putting the rack ears onto the side of the transmitter. Some cables, some 1/4-inch cables here wrapped up. Two long rack ears for the sides. Yeah, you get two antennas. I think these are for 900 megahertz. Yeah, range. Both of them are 900 megahertz range. And you have your antenna for the body pack, which is here. Open this up. Yeah, goes together here. And you have another cable here to charge the body pack, which is cool because this body pack actually charges via USB right there. So okay, so I've gotten everything opened up, and I've got one XLR cable plugged into the back. I think it's in the left channel here. I didn't want to do stereo because I personally don't need that. I just need a mono mix. Just for mixing, just throw some guitars in my ears and throw a click track, and that covers me. But most people could probably be fine with something like that as well. I highly recommend testing your unit outside of putting it in a rack mount first. Make sure that everything works on it before you take all the time to get everything mounted and run all your cables, and then you have issues later. But regardless, I just want to show you that the display on this thing is actually really nice. It's very, very bright. I don't know if the camera is doing justice, but it's really, really crystal clear to read. And you're seeing right now it's jumping back in between two frequencies right there on the screen. That's because it's using two different frequencies for stereo signal. So one for left and one for right, if you have it set up that way. And right now you can see, if you're looking at the body pack on here, you have it says left and right. So it's right now it's synced up to this particular two frequencies that it's using, which works out great. And by the way, this body pack is very, very nice. I mean, the big bright LED on top lights it up. Just cool looking, you know. I'm not a big fan of how big the knob is for the volume. This is the volume control, because I could just see that getting touched, or, you know, if you put it on your body somewhere, you just might accidentally hit it and keep moving it, especially if you're moving around on stage. Or I could see that eventually happening, but I'll give it a shot and see how well it works in the coming months here. But you could see that it's already getting back to what I was talking about. It's already connected to the left and right here. And you could test that by going to a different channel. So you just push the button here to select, and oh, I pushed it too far. You push it once. I pushed it twice and it jumped up there. And let's say you want to go to channel 2. You can't do that if you just hit select, because what it'll do is it'll automatically, I think it's probably a default, it jumps back to 1 because I think it's detecting that these two are synced up together. So in order to do that, you want to hit it once. Let's say channel 2, you want to change the frequencies, and then you hold sync. You hold the power button, and you'll see the infrared light come on. Now watch what happens. You'll see that the two lights went off, and that's because I'm not holding the power pack up to the infrared sensor here, and that's what helps them sync up together. So in order to get them to so now you can see, though, we did stay on channel 2 here, so it is on these two frequencies now. But in order to get it back to link these two up, you have to hold that sync button here, and you'll see that infrared come on, and then you push this, or you put it right up to the bottom here, and look at that. Now you have it all synced up, and that's because there's on the bottom of this, you'll see there's an infrared sensor here, and that's your charge port here, which is great. I love this. I think this is great. Instead of carrying a bunch of batteries around, it just makes it a lot easier, I think. But everyone has their own idea, you know, what works for them. So now you can see that we're connected back up to the stereo here on these two frequencies that are jumping here, 909 and 922. So if you're like me and you really only need a mono signal, you can sit here and push this once, push it twice, and then it gets up here to stereo. You see stereo flashing, and now you can have a mono mix out there, and you hit select, and this is the frequency, high or low. Like I'm not sure if that's power or how much it's sending out. I try to keep it on low right now just to see if that works, and you can see now that it reset, it did a jump there. And what we'll do is we'll hit this play button, and you should see a signal in here. I'll turn the gain up a little bit. So now you can see that the signal coming through, and you can also see these blinking. That's the signal translating to the body pack. It works out pretty well. Now I'm gonna switch it back into stereo so you can see here, because right now it's got both left and right going. So if you change it back into stereo, now you're only going to see it blinking on one, and that's because I'm plugged into the left input on the back here. So pretty cool, man. This thing works really well, and the sound quality on the body pack is crystal clear. I mean, I've been comparing a bunch of units lately, the Galaxy Audio and a couple other ones that we've gotten off of Amazon, and I've had to send a few of them back just because of the quality is lacking inside of the body pack, the receiver end. And this one has just been great, and it's all metal too. It's not plastic. The clip on the back is pretty good. It looks, obviously it's like the little pretty cheap little metal piece, but I mean it's got quite a bit of bite on there, so should be pretty good as far as clipping it onto your pants or wherever it is that you clip it onto. One last cool thing that I did notice is according to this gain, I was kind of messing around with the pack and having different volume levels, and you don't ever want to get into a situation where you plug into something and especially your headphones, especially if you have in-ear custom in-ears or something, and you turn it on and it just is blowing your eardrums out right off the bat. And I noticed on here you can set the gain pretty low, and it still has a very loud output on this, probably more than what you need. So you can set the gain here, and then when you have this cranked in, you can turn this all the way up, and it still only goes so high, so it's not going to damage your hearing no matter whatever's coming through here, which is really good, because you don't want to have by accident a high signal get sent into here from your transmitter and blows your ears out or something. So I just recommend putting the gain at a lower level, or test it out with an audio, with a CD or something loud, or even your live music that's coming through here, and set it at a lower. Start here first, and then just see where you end up, because even if you have this thing cranked all the way, it shouldn't go past a level that's hurting your ears, and that's just kind of common sense. You don't want to have this thing this capable of putting more than what's going to hurt your ears. So that was just my last thoughts on it. But otherwise, everything about this, I'm really digging right out of the box. It's great, and I hadn't even heard of this company. Just came across it and saw that it's brand new. Looks like it's a brand new product, so they have the potential take the market by storm if the product actually lasts. So we'll see. But I just wanted to give people a heads up to save some money if they're looking at getting some a good in-ear monitor system. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.